next up on the race course to get our collegiate medal races started. Our first grand final of the day will be our women's varsity single. A really fun race here. Again, we were just talking about kind of the single sculls and how the mission of the Philadelphia Gold Cup Challenge is, of course, to promote single skull racing. And it looks as though, if I can, yep, we are underway here in our first grand final of the day, the Dave McCormick Trophy, the women's varsity single. From right to left on your screen, in lane 1, MIT. In lane 2 is LaSalle A. In lane 3, Oklahoma City. In lane 4, Dominican. Lane 5, Carnegie Mellon. And in lane 6 is LaSalle. And I'll get an update for you on how these boats finished in the time trials and the semifinals. But at the moment, looks like Oklahoma City out in front, followed by Carnegie Mellon there in lane 5. After Carnegie Mellon, looks like we have a tie between LaSalle A in lane 2 and MIT, 5th place at the moment to Dominican. And then LaSalle B there in lane 6 in 6th place. So again, our first grand final of the day for the Dave McCormick Trophy, the women's varsity single.
That's right. And it looks like right now, again, as you mentioned, Oklahoma City, again, in the lead. Again, very strong program with small boats out there, the Oklahoma City Stars, and it's looking like I'm going to give it to Carnegie Mellon, I think, still in the lead. But the race to watch here is MIT, LaSalle, and Dominican for that 3rd place position. It looks like Oklahoma City is our clear leader right now, for now, fairly comfortable in that lead, but shouldn't settle. And then we have, oh, there we just switched views again, so let me get my bearings here. Watching that Oklahoma City single just blast through that 500-meter mark there, and it's looking like the outside again, still Carnegie Mellon. As soon as we get these bow numbers on our screen again, we will give you some better placings here. We have Oklahoma City just pretty far out in front.
Yeah, so yesterday in these semifinals, we had Oklahoma City putting up the fastest time by a margin of 26 seconds. The next fastest time was from Carnegie Mellon in that same semifinal, 10 minutes and 15 seconds. So the rower from Oklahoma City, the preemptive favorite here, Carnegie Mellon looking good for the silver medal. But after that, a bit of a tighter finish between MIT, Dominican, and the LaSalle boat can be expected. Nice shot here of our leader out of lane 3 from Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and that LaSalle boat, I just want to point out, too, actually got 4th place in the Dad Vails last year in 2023. So LaSalle A in lane 2 there did have the 4th place position, and we will see if she can maybe scoot up a few places or two, but we will keep an eye on that, knowing that she has raced in this before and has some experience. What do you think, Joe? It pays off to come back to the same race again. You have some idea of what the competition is like and what the field roughly looks like from year to year. Obviously, it can change quite a bit.
You know,
it's
interesting. The single rowers are so different in a lot of ways than the rest of the rowing community, because a lot of these folks could have been rowing these singles for such a long time. You'll see a lot in the high school races that you'll get single rowers representing high schools that really don't have rowing programs, but they themselves have access to a single and can enter themselves into these races. So as an event, single sculls kind of has always stood apart from the rest of the rowing world, in the sense that some of these rowers may have been rowing in single sculls for such a long time. So it is such an interesting event that has such a rich history and is really such a mental battle with yourself here in this 2,000 meters alone in a single.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that too, the mentality of a single rower and just day in, day out practicing taking strokes by yourself where you know it's you and only you on the line, and you have to hold yourself accountable for a race like this. What is the difference between being in a single and a boat like an 8 where you're in such a group mentality? Is there a different approach or a different thought process going on in the heads of some of these small boat athletes?
I think definitely. I mean, anyone who's played team sports and individual sports knows that there's a different onus when playing a team sport versus playing an individual sport. This kind of can go across any number of different types of sports that we see commonly across the United States. But you think of classic team sports like basketball or baseball, softball, football, and all of these sports, like you have to rely on your teammates oftentimes, and you alone can't do everything by yourself. In a singular sport such as the single sculls, at the end of the day, there's really only one person who can take the blame, and that's yourself. So it is a very introspective 2,000 meters out there on that race course, as you have to ask yourself some tough questions as you start to get tired in that single, and you can't rely on anyone else to pick you up or provide you with that motivation that you need. It's really a singular sport. It's just you and your own mentals out there for 2,000 meters.
Yeah, you know what's right. You're absolutely right about that. And you know what is kind of funny about what you're talking about here, the team sport versus the individual sports here, is lane 4 Dominican. I want to point out Tara Long is her name, from Dominican, but she is actually from Ireland. Excuse me. Yes, she's from Ireland, rowing for Dominican. I want to make sure I get that right. She's here to play soccer. She was here to play soccer. She tried rowing her sophomore year and ended up quitting the soccer team to row full time. So
Wow.
There is an athlete that is going from a team sport to an individual sport like this. She's now a senior, and her mom and sister are here to see her finishing her collegiate rowing career. So very exciting for Tara Long from Ireland. I wonder what part she's from. I'd love to hear what part of Ireland she is from, one of the most beautiful countries in the world. Not that I'm biased, but coming here, playing soccer to rowing the single scull and doing quite well in that, as it looks like we have a 3-boat race for second.
Yeah, she's definitely competing for that silver medal here out of lane 5. Looks like the rower from Oklahoma City, with just about 400 meters left to go now, looking strong for this gold as she begins to open up. It's the Vail Regatta. It's the final race of the weekend for her, most likely. So why not put up your best time yet? See if you can't push yourself, even though there's no boats here. Like I said, it's an individual sport, this single scull, so you only have yourself to test yourself against. So we'll see this Oklahoma City rower continue to press on this race here in a really impressive fashion. And the race for silver looks like a good one between Carnegie Mellon and Dominican. The boat from LaSalle in lane 2 falling off. Looks like MIT there. MIT in lane 1 in really good position for silver as our leader from Oklahoma City makes her way through the final 250 meters. Really impressive stroke there.
Yeah, that's right. And we don't want people to forget here, too, that this is a race for medals. This is for a cup. This is a cup race here. So we should see, again, if all goes to plan, barring no disasters, I would expect to see all of these women throw their cards on the table again. I know we've said that a few times here, but now is the time. So no more waiting, no more semifinals. This is the cup race. So I would expect, as we start coming in to the last few hundred meters, just like we are seeing Oklahoma City do now in that gold medal position, for these teams to really start throwing down whatever they have left, because again, still that 3-boat race back here, anything could happen.
Yeah, and last few strokes here for Oklahoma City, and the gold medal and the trophy in the Dave McCormick Championship will go to Oklahoma City here. She can probably cruise through the finish line, and there she is. She has won gold at the Vail Regatta, our first gold medal of the day, to Oklahoma City. And the race for silver is on. Looks like Dominican has the upper hand here. The rower from Dominican, final few hundred meters for her. She's trying to hold off Carnegie Mellon in lane 5. Looks like MIT in 4th place at the moment. And here they are, final few strokes here for silver and bronze. And the silver medal in the women's varsity single goes to the rower from Dominican. Following for bronze is Carnegie Mellon. 4th place to MIT here as we'll watch them make their way across the line. And there's the rower from LaSalle. All right, next up on the race course will be the men's varsity single final, the Lou McCormick Trophy.
That's right. We have a pretty strong field here. Programs from big programs, small programs, programs from all over the place here. This is a great variety of athletes that we have coming out of the starting blocks here. Actually, we are past that now. I'm actually seeing through the trees here some little mosquitoes coming down the course on the end. Not to call them mosquitoes, but it's always fun when you see a fleet of singles flying down the course. So I guess we will pick you guys up as soon as we can, as soon as our camera can find where these guys are on the course here.